Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series Commander Class Hook and Long Haul, the next part of the Devastator, Constructicons and Devastator. You see them there in front of the box. We're going to put them on the side real quick and take a look at that box. And yeah, it is a Commander Class box except for, Studio Series. Yep, Studio Series Commander. Right there, you got that. Because some, iffy artwork of the two. Got some questionable decisions, to say the least, about the two of them. But yeah, you get Transformers logo there. You got the 17 steps, 3 of 5 for Devastator, 19 steps, blah, 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 blah. That's Studio Series Hook and Long Haul down here, and Hasbro. Up here, you got, Transformers, the movie, to Cartoon, Hook and Long Haul. You got on this side, you have, hey, look, there's Devastator. Right there, like that. And then on this side, you have, hey, look at Hook and Long Haul. Hook and Long Haul in their vehicle modes. And then on the bottom here you have what's included in some manufacturing information, and of course on the back you have some product shots and warnings and copyrights and authentic Transformers. And hey, look, there's a screenshot of Devastator throwing sludge. Long Haul and Hook combined with the other Constructicons to form Devastator is what it says up here. So yep, that's the box. Included are also 2 sets of instructions. One is the just the 2 of them. Their vehicle modes and everything, including what to do out of the box, because there's some stuff you got to do there, and also the other set of instructions, which is basically combined mode stuff for not just the 2 of them, but all of the Constructicons, including the 2 that aren't out yet. So that's nice. We see exactly how they're supposed to work. So yep, there's those instructions. So yeah, Hook and Long Haul, who were packaged in vehicle modes. Hooray, we can actually do this proper. Yeah, you got Hook here, which I've always had a soft spot for Hook because he was one of the ones I had as a kid. You can see there, it is a crane truck. Some bits of purple right here and there. On there. Not sure what that is, but it's interesting. You get some bits of purple right there. You got the purple on the crane. You got the purple windows. You got the silver wheels. You got a bit of silver for the headlights right there. A little Decepticon symbol right there as well. And of course, you got a big old purple black block for something or another. Gee, I wonder what that is. Yeah, not too bad looking. There's tail lights picked out, but not in no paint, just in detailing and sculpt. But yeah, there's that. He does roll pretty decently. So there's that, and of course, Long Haul, who is a dump truck. Yeah, again, big old Decepticon symbol right there. The little purple windows and everything, some black bits right there, some silver headlights, silver rims. The dump truck bed, unfortunately, doesn't, because just the nature of things, there is no actual bed. It's just kind of implied, although it's kind of a very shallow bed and everything. Got some detailing for the robot mode there. Not really much going on back here because it's kind of empty. But yeah, he also rolls really well. So that. Also, the cool thing right here, this for transformation step, I just want to show this. In here, you can see some engine detailing. This is for transformation, but yeah, there's an engine detailer right there, which is, I thought, was just kind of a nice little touch. They didn't have to do, but they did anyway. So, yeah, that's the 2 vehicle modes. Hook here, he can extend his crane bit. Not very far, but you can extend a little bit. The crane here, this bit can move. This right here can also move. It's kind of got little detented spots. Pretty much, or at least one detented spot. Something like that. Regardless, yeah. Go up and down. This can go side to side a bit, although it kind of bangs this thing right here. But yeah, it can go side to side because it's just pegged in as a 5mm thing right there, like that. So there's that. I guess you can kind of pretend with this. You can kind of untab this and kind of pretend, but the problem is, well, yeah, the wheels come with it. But yeah, you can try. They do come with several accessories. Which actually shut off. There's Hook's gun right here. Just it's gun right there, which pretty straightforward. It's his gun. It is in fact blast effect compatible, and yet it does peg on. There's a peg hole right here. This pegs onto the side of the crane. So if you want to store it away in vehicle mode, you can do so. So Long Haul's weapon you're going to have to put together, but there's a key peg hole right there. There's that. And this can peg onto the side of the truck like that, and also again, blast effect compatible. Like that. there's their weapons and their weapons storage. Now, there's also one other thing, which is there's a whole other piece. Because, yeah, it just seems like there's 2 Voyagers and a commander set. That's kind of wild. But, yeah, there's this whole other piece, which is a trailer for long haul. Which, yeah, this, if you want to hook it up, you just split this a bit. So you have room. It's here. These are little peg holes right here. There's little pegs. Actually, almost like nubs right there. And you just kind of line that up into there. And then just squeeze it back together. Make sure to give it a good squeeze. And there you go. Now, long haul's got a trailer. And the trailers can do that. The trailer itself, you can see, is pretty much just green. You know, it's kind of implied, you know, trailer bits, including like, hey, look, there's like latches and everything on the back and doors. So it's implied to be a trailer, but you know, it's kind of obvious what else it does. But you know, it does something that's not just being legs. So hey, hooray on that. Now, there's also still plenty of other stuff because, yeah, well, extra accessories, namely stuff like, hey, look, there's these bits which are the forearms, which you got to assemble because yeah, there's forearms, there's the fists, and that what you want to do here is, yeah, make sure this part right here. You can see there's 2 sides to this thing. Let's see if I can, flip that around. So you can see on this side it's more filled in. You see that? More filled on this side, and this side's all hollow and stuff. This is the side you want to put the, at least personally, this is the side I put the hands in because that way, when you fold them away, like so. This is filled out, and also you can fold that away and bring out this peg in the back of the hand. If I say bring this out and then I can't seem to do it. Yeah, bring out this peg and then you plug it in the back right here, like so. And you know, same thing with the other forearm and hand. Plug that in, and then just close that up right there. Bring out the peg. So, and then of course plug that in right here on this peg hole like that. Now you got a couple, I guess, missile launchers on the back of the trailer. And then right here you got this, hey look, it's the centerpiece of the chest with the big old Decepticon symbol. This can go on the bottom of the trailer. Right here there's these 2 slots and there's these tabs right here. You just line those up and tab that in right there. That stores underneath the trailer. And of course the wing bits for the chest piece as well, both of them. Those can also store on here. There's still tabs and slots right here, and there's a tab and slot. You just, you know, line those up and attach it to the side of the trailer. And hopefully, unlike what I just did, you don't accidentally pop the trailer off of the back of hook. Or the long haul, I should say. Yep. So yeah, there's all the storage for all the accessories, which is pretty neat. Again, it does something. I mean, it's not exactly the most inconspicuous thing, but it's something it does, and it rolls around and everything. So there is some play pattern there. That's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook this for now because I'm gonna do some comparison stuff. I'm gonna put that off the side. Go do some comparisons now because yep. I'm gonna compare hook first just to get, I guess, that's out of the way. First of all, here's a Combiner Wars hook. Funny enough, yeah, the new one. Hey, look, the new smaller one is something's weird here because something is not quite. That's what's going on. Yeah, but funny enough here, this is heavier than the new old one. Even this is bigger. You can see quite a few differences here in sculpting and everything, and just yeah. And also the hook on this thing sucks. Yeah, so there's that. Again, here's my knockoff G1 hook. I believe it's a little gun. I found it, yeah. Knockoff G1 hook right there. Give an idea on that. Now as for long haul. Here's the absurdly massive Combiner Wars long haul. Which again, I think he's actually slightly heavier overall. Actually, this one might be heavier overall. Generally, might be heavier. That's because it's sheer size, but it's the weight difference is not as big as you might think it would be. You can see the difference in just design. Yeah, you can see that right there. And here's again my knockoff of G1 long haul. Right there. I think it does have a dump truck bed. Yeah, so yep, there's all that. Now comparisons that need both of these guys. Of course, here's a Studio Series 86 Optimus, just to give you an idea on that front. Right there. And of course, there's Scrapper and Bonecrusher. 4 of the 6. Right here. So yeah, a couple of things I actually want to point out real quick while I'm here, because I wasn't able to do them their proper reviews. One, I got both Scrapper and Bonecrusher's combined modes wrong in their videos. Scrapper is kind of easy to understand, but they added an extra thing where you have to, like, you know, I'm just gonna do this real quick, but yeah, I'm not gonna do a complete thing, but yeah, the whole thing was like, you know, I was like, oh, it just sits like this. No, what you have to do is apparently you're supposed to rotate that around and bring this around, then rotate that again, and bring out the fist, and that's how it's supposed to sit in the combined mode, which is sure, I guess. But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do apparently. So I got a little bit wrong. That's understandable, right? But Bonecrusher, what I got wrong was actually one thing was a couple things. Bonecrusher, one, this bit right here. It turns out pretty much every single Bonecrusher has this part installed upside down. This part right here is installed upside down. Every Bonecrusher. There's this little thing right here that's supposed to kind of go up in that thing. It doesn't really make huge difference, mind you. Pretty much seems to only make a difference, really. It doesn't really make much of a difference in certain modes, but you can see this is laying flat. Before on mine, it was laying like that. It really is a small difference. And it's actually pretty easy to fix, but you can also just ignore it if you don't want to deal with it. You can just ignore it. There's a couple of you're gonna have to, where was it? This side, I think. Just getting in this here real quick. Yeah, you have to remove. You have to unscrew some things and whatnot. Yeah, this is the side right here. You can see right here, you gotta get in here, remove this screw. You gotta knock this pin out right here, and so you can get to that screw right there. So you can then separate this part, so you can then get in here, just rotate this piece around, and then reattach everything. And this will sit technically better, more flush and everything. Which means, because some people complain about the vehicle mode in particular just not quite sitting correctly, and that's pretty much why. Because this part is slightly off, just very slightly off. We're talking about, instead of this, it's like that, which is people barely even notice for a while. So you don't have to do it, but some people have also had success with getting a very tiny screwdriver in there. I would recommend, just if you can, get the pin punched out and then do it. But yeah, if you're going to do it at all, you don't really have to, but if you're not comfortable with it. But yeah, just an FYI on that stuff. And also on top of that, when it came to the combined mode stuff, one thing I forgot, because like obviously, this is all said and done right here. For some reason, I was just stupid and didn't notice this extra pin right here, which says, hey, look, this bit comes down. There's a little panel right here that comes down because it comes up, this bit comes here, and that whole makes it more solid overall. I didn't notice that. So yeah, that's another thing about their combined mode, his combined mode right there. I just didn't notice that. So yeah, that's another thing you gotta do regarding his combined mode. So yep, I just missed that. I just was dumb. I was blind. Yeah, I just did not notice that. So I got that bit wrong. My bad. I just somehow didn't notice that extra pin on this side, because it's like, oh, hey, look, there's a, yeah. Yeah, one other thing I do want to mention regarding Scrapper here, which is, see, the original Scrapper came with the chest shield as a whole piece. And, well, yep, you had a weird flying construction vehicle. And yeah, you can replicate that. The tabs right here, there's tabs on these guys right here, which can, see, there's 2 sets of tabs. There's 2, they line up perfectly with the slots on the back of him, which means, yes, you can, in fact, do the goofy flying construction vehicle mode if you want. I mean, sans the centerpiece, but still, the spirit is still there. So yeah, you can do that. They added that in. That's a thing you can still do. Hooray! I'm actually kind of happy that that's still a thing that you can do with this one. So yeah, They changed up what comes with what, but yeah, you can still do that. So that's great. I'm really happy that that's still there. So there you go with all that stuff. That's it for the vehicle modes for these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys into robot mode. And yeah, we're going to get these guys in robot mode. So yeah, starting off with, I guess, Hook here. First to get this gun off. You don't have to, but I can too. Now what you want to do here is pull this out a little bit so you can bring this up. And this hook here, the hook will kind of go, you see, rest over top of the little bump right there, kind of sitting like that. And then also you want to bring this up so it's out of the way. And once you're there, what you want to do is then bring these flaps back right here, then untab this whole back piece right here, like that. You bring the whole back piece up, and this will go come back like this, or bring forward like this, be brought forward like this, and this right tab right here will go over into this bit right here, like that. Then you go ahead and untab the arms like so, and bring down, well, the arms like that on these hinges right here, like that, and then go ahead and bring these flaps down like so. Then you go and take these the feet right here and bring those down like this, and then right here you go ahead and bring this out like this, and then bring it up right here. There's hinges right here. Bring up right there, like that. Make sure it's all the way back. Bring out the feet like this, and then bring it down. They'll kind of just tab in. They'll just kind of come in like that, and then you go ahead and separate the legs like so. And then bring this back down like that, and yeah, you're done. Hook's ready to go in his robot mode. So yeah, long haul. What you want to do here is, well, again, take the gun and move it off. Then take the bed right here and bring it back like this. So you go ahead and then take this bit right here and flip these out like so, like that. Then you go ahead and bring this back and untab it from the back right here like that. Just get it out all the way. You want to untab these black bits right here. You want to untab those from the side. You want to bring that forward, and this will tab into the front like this, and bring this down. Bring out the fist, and then bring this whole block right here out like this, and then bring it down to that joint. So that forms one arm. Same thing on this side. Untab it from here, like that. Bring this forward. Tab that into the front right there. Bring that down, and bring out the fist, and bring it down this joint, and bring it down right there. Then from here, what you want to do is bring this part forward like this, and you go ahead and bring this up like so, and then it'll push the head up, which is a lot easier than just trying to pull the head out yourself. I'll push the head up, so then that will click into place right here. That head will be all the way up. Then bring this up, and bring this in and tab that in back in like that. Then right here, of course, I already undid itself a little bit. I'm going to bring these all the way around, and these will tab in right there like that. Then go ahead and separate the legs. Now, there is one other step down here in the legs, technically, but it's kind of an articulation thing, so I'll talk about it in the articulation segment. And then right here, you go ahead and bring this panel down like this, and then bring this up right here and tab it into itself like that. And sure it's all the way down like that. And there you go. That's long haul in his robot mode, which means we're done. And yeah, fairly simple transformations here. Actually, it's not really a whole lot of it's not really that particularly complicated for either of them. Neither one of them. A couple things I wish long haul's fists actually locked in rather than just kind of being loose like this. That's a little disappointing to me. Well, on that though, yeah, I also wish this kind of sat down a little bit closer to the shoulders, considering there's a huge, this kind of thing right there next to his head. But overall, again, it's yeah, they're pretty decent vehicle. Particularly long haul is a big improvement over Combiner Wars. You'll see in a bit. Hook is very much of the Constructicons that Studio Series Constructicons I have so far. Very much feel is the one that feels most like a redux of Combiner Wars. It's just the Combiner Wars version. Let's try it again. But yeah, getting in close a little bit, you can see right there. Hook's got the big old square head with the visored eye and everything. Kind of a weird puckered lips or something. Got his big old shoulder bits right there. His wheels on the shoulders. Even, of course, the implied wheels right there, too, all those unpainted. Pretty much just entirely purple chest plate. A little Decepticon symbol right there. Pretty much purple with some gray. Silver all the way down to the feet. And yes, definitely they did not do the animation accurate thing. And I'm going to say this right now. Thank God they did not do the animation accurate thing, because animation accurate Hook looks stupid. He also got a big old crane backpack, which of course is kind of be helpful for, you know, stability, because now he's got a third leg. Yeah, but yeah, thank God they didn't do that. Because yeah, the animation, I'm going to say I don't care. Animation accurate hook looks bad, and I'm glad they kind of forewent that. As for long haul, again, beefy boy. Got the nice kind of silver dome head with the monovisor eye thing. The dump truck chest, the little side shoulder stuff right there. Black arms, you know, down here you got the green bits, all that stuff. Some red and purple on the knees. Some feet down there. Backpack is kind of minimized. I do wish, unfortunately, I do kind of wish these wheels could fold away or something. They do not. I've already seen a third-party upgrade kit to 3D print it, unfortunately, which makes me pause on it to basically just make these at least fold. Which, yeah, I just kind of wish these folded, but also they would get in the way of the knees, and I'll show that in a little bit. But yeah, they look pretty good. Again, they're both pretty darn good looking, I will say. Rather like both of them. As for articulation stuff, hook got a ball jointed head, so you got left and right, you got up and down, you got some waggle. Kind of hard to get my fingers in there because of these shoulder bits. Shoulders also, by the way, have rotation, but well, the backpack gets in the way of going anywhere, you know, beyond this. Well, you kind of have to kind of swing outward like that, and then yeah, stuff still gets kind of caught. You do have that much outward right there. You do have a bicep swivel right there. You do have proper double jointed elbows, although they're kind of a bit low, but that's because it's just necessary for, you know, where his wheels are and everything. Hands can go in and out like that, but they can't rotate or anything. There is no waist swivel due to just, yeah, there's just no room for one on this guy. As it stands, there's just simply no room for a waist swivel, so there is no waist swivel. Hips, though, can go forward that far, back that far, before it starts banging and stuff. Outward, you do have pretty much the full splits and then some. You have a thigh swivel right there. Knees can go not quite 90 degrees, unfortunately. And down here at the foot, you do have some ankle tilt right there, and a bit of forward. Not really a lot back, but a bit of forward. So that's hooks, articulation. Right there. As for long haul, you got a head which can go left and right. The platform it's on can also go up and down a bit, so that's something. It's not really a ball joint, but there's a platform there, so you can get kind of mimic one. Shoulders, you do have full 360. You do have outward that far. The ball jointed elbow, so you got, you know, forward bend about that much. Plus that will also double as the bicep swivel. Wrists can't swivel, but you know they got the hinge right there. So. Oh, again, I wish the hands locked in place here. Again, no waist swivel. And this time it's like, yeah, I kind of see you guys because, yeah, the way this piece comes together and everything, there's really not room for a waist swivel without possibly making this incredibly fragile. Hips, though, you got forward that much, back that much, outward. You do have the full splits. You do have a thigh swivel. The knee, you have to untab that and bring it down. Then, yeah, you have that much knee, unfortunately. Again, the wheel here kind of, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's just the wheel. I think there's a lot of stuff going on there, but yeah, feels like it's mostly the wheel. Yeah, pretty much that's your that is a range of your knee, not quite 90 degrees. And then down here at the foot, you do have a lot of ankle tilt, and then of course the heel spur can come down if you need that for any support, although it's kind of loose. I'm not sure how supportive it's going to be. So yep, that's the articulation, which, you know, missing some things, but that's kind of, you pretty quickly figure out why it's missing some stuff. So it's like, I can't really, you know, get too upset about it because all these are not, you know, really expensive things where it's like $100 each, you know, $100+ each. And yeah, I can figure that out. But of course, their weapons, you got, you know, you plug that into their hands, no problem. Give them their weapons. There you go. As for the other accessories, unfortunately the trailer does nothing in this. There's no base mode. I've seen people finagle something. For this, I'm not sure if you can still do the blade, kind of faux blade thing. Yeah, you can still kind of do like a faux like blade thing of sorts with that guy. Double checking this one. That thing might have been too big, although I think you can still get a gun out of this. Yep. Yeah, you can still get a gun out of that. So hey, you got that double-barreled gun thing. Again, these can be, you know, if you want, you can also, you know, turn these into, you know, handheld missile pod things if you want. But yeah, the actual trailer chunk itself cannot really do anything. So, you know, you could give, you know, distribute the weapons among the Constructicons, you know, that sort of thing. Just like the Combiner Wars. Hey, what do you know? So there is that stuff. I'm just going to get these out of the way though. But yeah, no base mode or anything. Not without, you know, fan moding. So I'm not going to show it because it's fan moding at this point. But you can do something, I guess. Because if you imagine hard enough, you can turn anything into a base mode. So yeah, that's the two of them. That's their accessories overall. Again, really good looking robots. Again, you'll see in a real quick minute, long haul is a huge improvement over the last official one. Yeah, I think they're decent looking. Some articulation compromises, but it's kind of understandable considering what they have to do. The transformations themselves are also a little simplistic, particularly Hook. Hook is really kind of just, oh, you're done. You're just like, oh, I'm done already. You know, so there is that. Now for comparisons, again, just Hook for now. Here's Combiner Wars Hook, which, yeah, kind of has a bit more paint detail on the chest, but yeah, really bad arms. You remember the elbows on this thing. This is at least cohesive feeling, and again, I feel like the legs here are better on the new one, and of course the overall colors is, you know, green in particular. Yeah, so and also at least with this guy, the flaps can get out of the way, the shoulder flaps can get out of the way. These are not. Those are in place. So there's that. Here's my knockoff G1 Hook. And his weird looking malformed head. Which again, if the cartoon had this sort of thing going on, where it's still, well, this is green all the way through, but if this is, you know, like, you know, gray up here and green down here, that would be perfect. But they you know, they did weird stuff. So there's those two. Yeah. Now for long haul, you do have again have. Here's Combiner Wars Long Haul, yep. Yeah, there's Combiner Wars. Remember the one that was the most compromised. Huge improvement, to say the least, considering his articulation's actually there. You know, no more sideways elbow action. So there's that. Here's, again, the knockoff G1 Long Haul, who wants to fall over really easily. Yeah, you see, it's a bit closer to, you know, the toy, which means it's a bit closer to the old cartoon. That. And once again, of course, here's Studio Series 86 Optimus. Just give an idea there. That. And of course, here's Bonecrusher and Scrapper as well. Get them all in frame. There's the team. You can see they're actually a little bit taller than these two, which is interesting. Yeah, there's a bit of a size difference here, but not too much of one. They're both about a head taller than these two, so hey, there's that. Woohoo. So, yeah, that's the robot modes, which means it is time to talk about combined mode stuff. So, yeah, getting him into combined mode first again. Getting the weapon, we're going to focus on Hook for now. Getting the weapon out of his hand. What you want to do here is, first of all, let's see, which one order I want to do this. Oh yeah, get this crane, you know, kind of out of the way. Then again, tab the legs together. Again, bring the feet and shins up like this, and fold the feet away like that. And then, you know, collapse the legs and use those double hinges in there, and just collapse the legs and make sure they collapse properly. Yeah, you want this green bit sitting like that. You want the green bit sitting in there like that, because otherwise it's not going to sit right. Like so. Then from here, what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and get these flaps lifted out of the way. So you can untab this backpack right here and bring it back like this. And then go ahead and bring the arms up. And make sure to bring the elbows forward and collapse the fists in like this. And there's a tab here which will go in that slot right there. Supposed to. There we go. That. And then, yeah, same thing. Bring this up and close with the fist and tab it in right there. And then go ahead and tab this back down like here, like that. And then what you want to do here is then take this piece right here and bring it, lift it up and move it to the right, like that. Also bring these down right here, like that. And once you got all that done, what you're going to do there is then go ahead and take the head here and lift that up like this. Then split everything out like that. You can see it extends out. And then what you want to do is bring this forward in such a way that this right here is going to go into that, this slot, that tab, I guess pseudo now tab is going to go in that little notch right there. And this is going to rotate around. This is going to, of course, also come out right here and then tab in. They'll tab together right there. You can see the tab and slot like that. It's all squared away. This one right here, you want to bring this up and this tab that back in right here. This one you want to leave down. Then you want to go ahead and bring the crane back down like that. Bring the head forward, and there's, of course, you can see the tab right here, which is just going to go up in a slot right there, and also a tab right here, which is going to that slot, and hopefully, you know, get that all squared away real quick, easily. Rotate it around, lift up the forehead, so you can bring out the face, and then close it back up, like so. Now right here, you want to go ahead and bring this out, and this will then lock into place right there. Open this up, rotate this around, and then close that up again, like that. And then to come down here, you want to bring this piece out right here, like so. And that's hook ready to go, pretty much. That's hook ready to go. So we'll go ahead and put it off to the side. Now for long haul, go ahead and get a gun out of his hand. What you want to do here is make sure to straighten out the feet, and then, you know, tab the legs together. Untab right here at the thighs, like this. Also untab this piece and bring that out, kind of like that. Actually, you don't have to untab that part, just remembered. Yeah, bring that up like that, and then go ahead, open this piece up right here, and then bring the, you know, leg assembly back, like here. Yeah, bring it up back right here, like this. This right here. These tabs right here will go in the little slot. These tabs right here will go in the little slots right here, like that. Then it can go press the foot, push the head down, and then close this back up. So, and then go ahead and bring the legs down at the thighs right here like this. Just kind of, I can bring it down like this, and just kind of have it ready like that. Then right here, we're going to go ahead and take the fist and fold that in. You then want to go ahead and, let's see. Yeah, rotate. Want to rotate this like, yeah, the fist, you want to rotate this 90 degrees like this. Untab right here and bring it up and around. This tab right here will go in this slot right there. And then there's a tab right here. You can see that. That will go into that slot right there. And that will just line up, and you get that all locked in like that. Same thing. Rotate the fist in. Rotate this 90 degrees. Untab that and bring it around. This will tab in right here. And then it'll tab into the main body. Like so. And then go ahead right here and bring this, you want to lift these up a bit so you can bring this up right here over top. And then the heels will come down and go in these big old slots right here. You can see like that, and I'll lock that together. And that's ready to go. And now you want to go ahead and bring this out and go ahead and remove any pieces. We'll go ahead and remove that. Now this, what you want to do is bring this up right here. Bring this whole thing back like so. Then right here, you want to go ahead and bring this down right here. Bring it down on this hinge. Bring it up on this hinge. That will tab in, and then bring this down right here like that. And that will all tab in. You're going to, you know, push this off to either side. Push that off to either side. And then right here, what you want to do is untab this plate right here. Bring down the leg. Untap this. Bring down the leg. And bring these down. There's, you know, the hip skirts. And then take these pieces and bring that up and bring these up, and they'll come together like so. And then right here, what you want to go ahead and do is kind of bring this down a bit. This will make things a little easier for you. So from there, now that we got our three main pieces of the torso, take hook and long haul. Okay. Right here, this is going to go into this square bit right here. You can see that. Yeah, this piece right here is going to go square bit. This is going to go up into this square bit right here. This is going to tab in right here, and these tabs right here on this bit are going to go up into slots right here and right here. You can see all that. So just make sure to line it all up and then bring it together. So, and tab that in, and tab that in, and make sure that's all tabbed in like so. There, that's all locked together. And then right here, this will just, this piece right here, you can see this big purple block will go up into this bit right here. Like so. Make sure to give it a good push, good solid push right there. And this bit right here, see the dump truck is going to go up into these, little bits right here. This is where it's easiest to just kind of fold this up like this and just kind of push it up like that. Give that a good push, and that'll give her that click. That locks in. There you look, there's torso stuff, although we're not quite done yet. I guess, well... Okay, so this bit's right here, I'm going to show off as, even though it's technically not part, you're not supposed to do this, so you have everything connected. So yeah, until Scavenger and Bonecrusher connected, but I'm not going to show those connected. But yeah, taking the chest piece, you go ahead and, you know, peg that together, like that. And I see these tabs right here, these tabs on the outside will go into Scavenger and Bonecrusher, but yeah, again, so you're supposed to attach them first, and I'll show that again in the final combined mode video, but I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Right here, let's go ahead, yeah, this right here, there's a slot right here which will go over these tabs, and this right here, these tabs right here will kind of hook over the front of the dump truck. Like that. And again, these will tab into this Bonecrusher and Scavenger. Yeah, that's pretty much a complete torso. Fortunately, I can't stand it up because of the nature of things, so yeah. And I also have to kind of bend it forward a bit. I have to basically bend it forward one click, but yeah. That's the torso. And of course, these obviously, yeah, these bits obviously will kind of, you know, those will rotate around. These will peg over top of the blocks that are on Scavenger and Bonecrusher again, just kind of see. Again, I'll show this, they'll show this bit off in the final combined mode video, but yeah. So yeah, that's the torso, and it sure is, comes together real solid. I'll say that right now. That comes together really solid overall. Pretty darn solid overall. Of course, it's gapping, but you know that's just kind of part of the course of you know, Devastator. But yeah, it just comes together really solid. I do rather like it. There's a lot of wheels here. He does have the dump truck backpack, which is accurate to the animation regardless. Well, the only thing that's not accurate here is that the fact that it didn't magically turn purple, which apparently is something that MMC is working on, which kind of blows my mind. I'll have to see that in person because that's going to be cool. There is this thing, which that's new, that's the whole butt flap thing. Some people have resorted to, I believe, knocking this pin out right there to get rid of this. So they can just remove this entirely. I don't mind it. This actually helps lock things in even further. Personally, this thing does lock things in further. Yeah, you cannot go back up very far, but you know, you personally cannot do, you know, can't move your leg back far either. Try it. Go ahead. See how much it hurts. It goes up here, that ratchet though. There's also another ratchet right there for the knees and everything there, you know. It's all going to be really nice when it all comes together. So yeah, this part right here is accurate, for better for worse. This part's not, but I don't mind it personally. This looks real good right here. I kind of do wish the chest shield did sit up a little bit higher, just a quarter of an inch higher, because particularly because of that, there's that empty spot right there. It probably wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be like some sort of like, you know, filler kit or something to just fill that in for the combined mode. I don't know, we'll see, or adjust the chest shield positioning or something. Someone's going to do something to fix that sort of thing. Personally, at this point, I'm starting to look at it and go, yeah, probably this should be just, you know, filled in right here, because otherwise, yeah, some sort of filler thing or something. But we'll see how that works out. But yeah, overall, really solid torso. Really solid overall. Again, I won't do any comparisons in this mode. I'll show off everything in the actual combined mode video when it's said and done, because as I checked, at this point, it's looking like the final two will be coming out in August. So yay! But yeah, overall, this is really good. This is a really solid combined. This came together real solidly. I am not worried about this falling apart or anything. And based on just Scrapper, you know, I've, you know, done some, of course, test fittings and everything, and yeah, it's just that. That's usually the weak link for a lot of Devastators. This is going to be a real dead solid combiner when it's all said and done. Yeah. So yeah, there's not really much else to say. I don't want to get too much into this because again, there's not really a whole lot to say at this point because it's just a block of torso. But yeah, we'll definitely when you get that combined mode video, we'll definitely talk about this part more. But yeah, I'm really impressed with what they did, what they're doing here. So yeah, I rather like it. I know some people don't like the pants thing. I know I usually don't like the pants thing, but again, they at least gave it some function, at least in the vehicle mode. It doesn't do anything in robot mode, unfortunately, which that's a little disappointing for me. But if that's kind of what's necessary, unfortunately, for, you know, for making a long haul, it doesn't look well like Combiner Wars long haul, particularly, you know, at retail prices. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than this is a good set. Even individually, yeah, it's going to be a little it's definitely going to be a little overpriced. If you're just looking for just the individual figures, this is going to be a little overpriced because you are paying for basically like $20 worth of just extra right down here. The basically the pants. That $20 of extra crap that you're not going to use if you're going to be doing just individual figures. But it's this $90 $90 combined commander. This fills out this all fills out the price really nicely. This all does so. That's what I'm trying to say. This all fills out the price really nicely, I feel, overall, as a whole. Yeah, my biggest problem is just simply, I would say Hook's a little weird sometimes. Just, he kind of looks a little weird sometimes, just particularly from certain angles, like, gangly or whatever. Both of them have really simple transformations, which sometimes is a boon, sometimes is a bust. In this case, I feel like they're a little too simple. I wish there's a little more complexity there. Again, the pants don't do anything in the robot mode. It's just either it's combined mode or vehicle mode. No, nothing else unless you finagle a fan moding it. Beyond that, yeah, it's dead solid. It's fun to transform. It's dead solid, and I like it. And I definitely recommend if this doesn't convince you that this is going to be a good Devastator, nothing will. I think. Yeah, if handling this set does not convince you this is going to be a good Devastator, I don't think anything will. I think this is just convinced me this will be a good Devastator. And I'm really excited to see the final, final combined mode when the final two come in. So, yeah. Yeah, I definitely recommend these guys. As individuals, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a hard sell as a stretch because, yeah, you're paying for $20 extra of stuff. But yeah, this is going to be a great Devastator overall. It's going to be the 200-ish dollars you're going to be putting into it is going to, I think, be well worth it. So there you go. I think that's it. So I hope you found this informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee Man Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.